The following program is produced by Project Bait and does not reflect the views of this station.
This is Mark Wells, and this is another Wells Report for My People. If you've paid any attention to the media coverage of the situation in Haiti since the January 12th earthquake, and even a few years before, you've most likely heard a variation of a phrase over and over again.
Hemisphere.
The poorest people in the Western Hemisphere.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
It's the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere.
It remains the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
And yet another blatant example of journalistic irresponsibility on the part of our mainstream, corporate-owned media, I have grown increasingly disappointed in the manner that the people and situation in Haiti have been portrayed without any sort of explanation as to how this country ended up the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Well, today, in the first of a three-part series on Haiti, I would like to offer a brief historical analysis of the Haitian situation that our mainstream media has so blatantly ignored, particularly since the devastating earthquake hit on January 12th. In order to understand the situation in Haiti, we must first rewind the clock at least more than 500 years. But first, a little data about Haiti. Haiti is situated in the Caribbean and is located on the western third of the island of Hispaniola that is shared with the Dominican Republic to the east. The main languages spoken amongst Haiti's 9 million people are French and Creole. Originally, Hispaniola was claimed by Christopher Columbus for Spain in 1492. Soon after, the Taino indigenous population went virtually extinct due to the infectious diseases that the Europeans brought with them, as well as malnutrition, mistreatment, and reduced birth rates. Within the first 20 years of the 16th century, the Spanish began to import African slaves to work the land where coffee, sugar, and cotton crops were growing. In 1692, the French ordered Spain to hand over the territory, which was then called Santo Domingo, and by 1701, the slave population was estimated to be between 500 and 700,000. By this time, Haiti had become, if not the richest, one of the richest colonies in the Americas. But by 1791, slaves had organized a revolt against the colonial rule of the French, led by Toussaint Louverture. By 1803, the Napoleon Bonaparte-led French military surrendered, and on January 1st, 1804, Santo Domingo proclaimed its independence, changed the name of the territory to Haiti, and became the first black republic in the world, and only the second independent nation in the Americas after the United States. The racist desire of the French to suppress Haitian independence and reinstitute slavery can be understood in a quote by Napoleon Bonaparte, who said, quote, "My decision to destroy the authority of blacks in Santo Domingue is not so much based on considerations of commerce and money as on the need to block forever the march of the blacks in the world," unquote. The Haitian Revolution sent shockwaves throughout the rest of the slave-holding countries in the West. White elites in the United States, Cuba, Brazil, and many other nations lived in terror that the victory of Haitian slaves over the French would influence similar revolts on their lands. Although African slaves had successfully defeated the most powerful military in the world, their victory would be short-lived. While France was not able to successfully reinstitute slavery, they forced Haiti to pay reparations for the loss of their property and slaves. These reparation payments totaled 150 million francs, which would be worth over 21 billion in today's currency. Most nations refused to recognize the independence of Haiti, including the United States, whose founding fathers had expressed their own independence less than 30 years before. The United States would not recognize Haitian independence until well into the 1860s, as slavery was coming to an end here. The debt established by France on Haiti was a devastating blow to the new nation's economy, compounded by the fact that the U.S. and the international community refused to deal with a free black republic on equal terms. The United States and European nations enforced an embargo on Haiti for 60 years following their independence. Haiti was then forced to go back to France, their former colonial master, in order to request bank loans to pay back the reparations that were demanded by France. By the end of the 19th century, these debt repayments would account for 80% of Haiti's budget, which imposed extreme limitations on the country's infrastructural and agricultural development. Forced into severe financial difficulties, Haiti was only able to pay back the loans in 1883, and it was only in 1947, 146 years after independence, that the country was able to pay off reparations to France. In essence, Haitians were forced to pay reparations for their freedom. Haiti was the first and only nation to declare its independence due to a successful slave rebellion, and Western nations have been making Haitians pay for this independence ever since. In 1910, the National City Bank of New York, which is now Citibank, acquired the Banque Nationale de Haiti, the nation's only commercial bank and treasury. In December of 1914, U.S. Marines removed $500,000 from the Banque Nationale de Haiti and transferred the funds to the New York City Bank in New York. Then in 1915, President Woodrow Wilson sent U.S. Marines to Haiti for an occupation to safeguard U.S. interests, an occupation that would last until 1934. By the end of the occupation, 15,000 Haitians had been killed and 40% of Haiti's gross national product had been diverted to U.S. banks. Although the occupation of Haiti lasted until 1934, the U.S. effectively controlled Haiti's financial situation until 1947. So as we can see, ever since its independence, the financial situation has always been controlled by Western powers that refuse to recognize Haiti as a sovereign, independent nation. In part 2 of this report on Haiti, I'll give a brief overview of Haiti's political and economic history from 1957 up to the beginning of the current crisis. This is Mark Wells, and this has been another Wells Report for My People.
Funding for closed captioning is provided by the Rice Bowl Fresh Asian Cooking, located in the Millender Center in downtown Detroit, on West Grand Boulevard in the New Center area, and in the College Park Shopping Center, located on Southfield Road at Outer Drive. For more information, contact us at 313-963-3200. Little Rock Baptist Church is the going church for the coming Christ. You want to find out more about services which are held every Sunday at 11 a.m., call 313-872-2900.
If you have a business in Metro Detroit, you should be in the Detroit Black Pages. For info, call 961-3289. That's 961-3289.
The preceding program was produced by Project Bait and does not reflect the views of this